Edmonds at first and one out. And Perez deals. Fastball hit in the air to left field. That's deep. Back goes Chavez, back near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch! He took a home run away from Roland, trying to get back to first. Edmonds. He's doubled off, and the inning is over.
He struck him out! It has happened! In their 51st season, Johan Santana has thrown the first no-hitter in New York Mets history.
30 years as the voice of the Mets, and now something new to add to the resume, New York State Baseball Hall of Fame. Just when you hear that, just what kind of goes through your mind?
Well, it's very, very humbling, but especially the company. I mean, Mickey Mantle, Keith Hernandez, Billy Martin, Joe Nathan, Rich Aurelia, Matt Galante. I mean, these guys have accomplished so much in the game, and I've been very fortunate to be able to be on radio and television talking about their exploits. But Mickey Mantle, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
You've talked so much in your career about, being a Mets fan, then getting to broadcast the Mets. Just when you kind of look back at the journey of your career, just how do you put it into perspective?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've actually thought about that quite a bit. If I had emerged with some other team, it would have been a very different experience. But, I watched and listened to and read about the Mets from the time I was 6 years old. So, when I got the job, I kind of had a lot of prep work under my belt.
It's no secret that it's you, it's Keith Hernandez tonight, obviously the special SNY broadcast booth. How do you describe it?
We're very lucky because there was no guarantee that the chemistry was going to work. I think what really works for us so well, and it's pretty amazing when you consider we have a borderline Hall of Fame player in Keith and one of the best pitchers in Mets history with Ronnie, is that it's a very low-ego booth. Nobody has to be the star. We're all very respectful of each other's experiences and what we bring to the table. We also have had tremendous production folks. Bill Webb was our director, the greatest director in the history of TV baseball before he passed away, and Greg Picker is our wonderful producer. He's so creative and innovative. So it all works, and there was no guarantee it was going to, and I don't think that you can necessarily quantify how that works, but we're very fortunate.
Let's touch on Keith for a second. How surprised are you with the way social media has embraced him and his cat Haji and the whole experience of Keith?
Well, to me, the amazing part was Keith embracing social media. I mean, once he decided to go in, there was no question that folks were going to go in with him. And we all know that, cats and Twitter are a good fit. So Haji was a ready-made star.
I've got to ask you, obviously, David Wright, the special ceremony in September. I mean, he's been the face of the franchise basically his entire career. Just that day, that night, with his kids on the field, like, how do you put that into perspective, what that night was like?
I was very happy for David that he got that moment because there was no guarantee that that was going to happen. It's an unfortunate circumstance that David's career has been cut short because of injury, but when you take into account both what he accomplished on the field and the kind of person that he is, he will always be one of the most beloved figures in Mets history, and I'm just happy for him that he was able to get a little closure.
Final thing here, obviously you talk about play-by-play, and it goes back to really great storytelling. Just for you, what kind of advice would you give to a young broadcaster who looks up to you and admires everything you've accomplished?
Yeah, I would just say work as hard as you can, practice as much as you can, but most importantly, be yourself. Don't try and copy anybody else. Don't try and be some other version of somebody you've heard. Authenticity is everything.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, pleasure.
Pleasure.